Welcome back to AM Northwest. Our first guests were featured on ABC's World News Tonight with a feel-good story about a rare bird spotting on the Oregon coast. Here to share more, we welcome the man who snapped a picture of the blue rock thrush, band director, Cam Skyridge Middle School, Michael Sanchez, and our friend from Bird Alliance of Oregon, senior educator, Brody Cass-Talbot. Good to have you both with us. Brody, good to see you again. Okay, this is so exciting. So first of all, let's talk about this. So Michael, you decide to go to the coast, you take a camera along, and tell me what from there, because you're new to taking pictures, new to photography.
Yeah, I am. I had a trip planned to the coast for a few months, and so I decided, hey, you know, in between time, I picked up photography. I'd had my camera a couple of weeks. Just wanted to take some photos of, you know, some waterfalls at Hug Point.
Yeah.
And so I took those photos, and I was done. And then I kind of turn around, and I see this little guy right there looking at me. And you know, in the morning dawn, it was, the light wasn't great,
right,
and so it looked like a little blackbird.
Yeah.
And then once I took some pictures, I tried to be artsy with it and everything. I went home and I, you know, messed with the picture, tried to pull out all the colors, and
right,
saw that it was, you know, beautiful blue and chestnut colored bird. And after that, I posted it on social media. I said, hey, I've never seen this bird before.
Right.
Is it like a, you know, is it a coast bird or
yeah,
something, you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine, my friend Mary Beth, she sent it to a birder friend of hers, and she talks to me and says, hey, Michael, my friend wants to really have a conversation with you. I said, about what? She goes, about the bird. I said, okay. And before I knew it, I had seen a bird that we'd never seen in the United States before.
Isn't it wild? Okay, so let's talk about this, Brody. What kind of a bird is this, blue rock thrush? But like, how rare is it to see in Oregon?
Yeah, so blue rock thrush, they're called a thrush. They're actually related to old world flycatchers, and they're actually pretty common across their range, all the way from Europe all the way over to East Asia. And you find them, they're, you know, pretty conspicuous, and they're out in the open, very lovable, but they don't breed very far north into Asia, and so for that reason they don't cross over the ocean. They are a migratory species, so this is the first one that's ever seen in Oregon, first one in the United States, and so I think there's probably a strong case that it's the rarest bird ever found in Oregon, which is pretty exciting.
Wow, do we have any idea how it got here? Like it hitched a ride on some, I don't know, freighter or something?
Yeah, that's probably the most likely scenario. We really don't know, but yeah, at that, where this bird breeds into the very southern coast of Russia, it's a really long, expansive ocean. And so we are right around migration time for these birds. They might be wintering down in the Philippines and then migrating back through up to Russia or Japan, and possibly got blown out into the ocean by a storm, or just got lost. And this happens a lot for boats that are out in the middle of the ocean, that a bird sees it and thinks, well, at least I can land now. And,
oh, yeah.
And then it didn't see anything else that looked worth flying for until it got perhaps to the Oregon coast.
Wow. Okay, Michael, how did your kids react at school when they heard all this happen? Like, how exciting was it for the kids?
Well, you know,
their teacher made national news.
Yeah, well, of course, they're excited, and the first thing that they ask, I teach middle school, and the first thing they asked is, how much money have you made off of this? And I
middle schoolers.
I said, well, you know, they really don't pay for news stories, so they said, well, you should be getting a lot of money for this. I said, I agree. Find me somebody to get me all of that. So, no, they've been really excited, and, you know, I had to have my cell phone next to me during class and just check, make sure I, you know, didn't miss any media requests or anything.
Well,
because
you were getting media requests.
Yeah,
like,
you know, NPR. We got other, you know, like the Smithsonian Magazine.
Yeah.
Coin News was the one that started that off. You know, and then ABC World News Tonight. We had a magazine called Petapixels, which is a photography magazine. So it really made the rounds in a pretty diverse group of media outlets.
You weren't a birder before.
No.
Are you a birder now?
I think I am by default. Yeah.
So are you learning a lot then about more birds? Like, are you identifying birds at all?
You know, yeah, I hesitated when after I, you know, photographed this bird here, because it's like, well, that's a pretty good bird to start off with identifying.
No kidding.
So you know, I still take pictures of birds. I'm still learning my camera, still learning photography. So I'm just trying to capture everything, and I'll ask a friend, hey, what's this bird? What's that bird?
Yeah.
Or, so it's still a lot of fun. It's a journey. And but yeah, what a way to get into this path here.
What's been the highlight for you? Was it when your mom's Norma, right? It's her birthday today.
Yeah, happy
right?
birthday,
Happy
Mom.
birthday, Norma. So when she saw you on national news, was that like maybe the highlight for you?
Yeah, you know, I have a document with all of the stories and all of the news appearances, so I have that ready at any time. And you know, she would often send me news articles that popped up before even I knew that they popped up.
Wow.
So she sent me the one like from NPR right away early in the morning. So Mom was on it.
Okay, any bird feeders around the house?
There will be very soon.
Do you have a preference as to birds? I mean, obviously the blue rock thrush is your favorite.
That's my favorite now.
Yeah.
I've always loved hummingbirds. You know, from when I was a little boy, my grandmother she would have 4 o'clock flowers, which are these pretty little flowers that attract hummingbirds. And I remember being a little boy on the lawn watching those hummingbirds. So they've always had a really special place in my heart.
Okay, and so let me ask you this. Do you think that you see yourself becoming a birder, like following it? I mean, as in really getting into it because of all of this?
Yeah. So
Brody's crossing his fingers.
Yeah,
we
of course.
need to find more rare birds for us.
Yeah, I'd love to. You know, I see this as an opportunity to learn a lot more about birds and to photograph them and to maybe pay a little bit closer attention the next time I do it.
Oh,
so yeah, absolutely.
Well, but you did pay attention.
Yeah.
You took some other pictures too at Hug Point, right?
Yeah, I sure did. Yeah.
And so you just enjoy it because look at this. This is beautiful. I mean, your photography for someone who's just beginning is really good.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate
mean, that's
that.
stunning. There we go. There's some more pictures there. Look at that.
Yeah.
I love that. Oh my gosh. So Brody, what are you hoping then for Michael?
Well, it's just a great story. I think that folks have been, I mean, it's the perfect story because it's really rare. It's a really cute bird. It's a really great photo, and it's a really charismatic person who found the photo. But I'm also hoping that this helps remind folks that these birds are out there migrating, and right now we're doing a lot of work around trying to make sure folks are turning off lights at night that they don't need, and keeping cats indoors so that birds can successfully complete those migratory journals.
That makes
We just
sense.
like that this story is out in the media.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. Congratulations again, Michael.
Thank
That's
you.
awesome.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back with more AM Northwest. Don't go away.